This is my vintage cosmetic collection. Today I'm going to show you how I redid my display with this old Avon catalog. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about why collecting can be good for your brain. I use an old cigar box for displaying my vintage cosmetics, and I decided to add some background images to my displays just to give it a little pop of color and give it a little more of a vintage feel. For this project, I'm using an old Avon catalog, removable tape, and scissors. So I'm going to start off by taking out my vintage cosmetics and cleaning out the cigar drawer. Lots of times the acquiring of a collectible is more exciting than displaying or possessing that collectible. So I like to make a display where I can enjoy my objects every day. So I'm going to go through the Avon catalog and pick out all the images that I want to use in the backgrounds. And I just mark them to match the size of the openings in the cigar drawer. So speaking of Avon, when I was a kid in the 60s, we would often be visited by the Avon lady in our house. And we were home most days with my mom, and any visitor would get lots of attention because that rarely happened. So our Avon lady was this beautiful, tall woman of a certain age. She always was dressed to the nines, full makeup, hair done, really beautiful, always had high heels on and stockings. And we as kids were very impressed with her. She would float into our living room, all fragrance and red lipstick, and proceeded to show my mom the latest cosmetics and perfume from the Avon catalog. When my sister and I would be too clingy or whiny, she would gently say, "Girls, your mom needs a minute for herself." So we would retreat to the other side of the couch and watch as they talked about colors of lipstick and new products. The Avon lady wouldn't stay long. She always left my mom with these tiny little lipstick samples or fragrance. Looking back on it now, I realize that this personal visit and chat was probably the only adult interaction Mom had in her whole day, which was usually filled with taking care of us kids, laundry, and cooking, with the constant drone of the soap operas playing in the background. So part of my affinity for collecting these cosmetics is tied to those memories of my mom and the Avon lady and how it looked so glamorous and special. So if you have a collection that tells a story or reminds you of a moment and makes you feel good, then it's definitely a keeper, and it's one of those things that can make you happy. Collecting things can connect you with your nostalgia, maybe to your childhood or earlier life. And that's a good thing. It can be bittersweet at times, but it makes life more meaningful. Collecting things actually connects to our pleasure center in our brain. And a sense of history can help us feel closer to the past. So I'm just trimming down this last image, and then I'm going to use the double-sided removable tape to put the images into the cigar drawer and make sure they don't go anywhere. So now my vintage cosmetics are ready to display on the wall. I have recently acquired some more vintage cosmetics from an estate sale that are in the 80s, 90s range. So I will be doing a video on those. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And I also will link to the blog post about my vintage cosmetics. So if you want to learn more, you can check out that. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.